Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. Okay, so this week, the week of October the 9th through the 13th, which is today, Monday, October 9th, we got our first look at Emily Obrien, who has been playing Gwen Rizchek as in her new role as Teresa Donovan. Now, when you've seen her from a side view and a distance, she'd look just like Teresa. But when you get around to her face, of course, you can tell the differences. Okay, so how is she doing as Teresa? Ooh, she's not doing very well. I can tell you I've been cruising around in the groups, and there are plenty of them. I was in one group that had 299, when I checked it, 299 comments on how do you think she's doing as Teresa. And I read every single comment, and there was only 4 positive comments, like she's doing a great job, I think she'll be okay. The rest of them were not favorable comments, but they weren't real bad. There were several repetitive comments. Now, there's a couple things that I noticed. Now, I went to another group, and they had 599 comments at the time. I did not read all of those, but I did notice there were a few more here and there, saying I think she did a good job. But it would be more like a 75% to 25% or 80 to 20 or something in liking and not liking her in that role. Okay, so the one big thing that you, Miss Emily Obrien, should you happen to watch this video, the one thing that I noticed right away that probably, and I was right when I read the comments, a lot of people had saw the same things I did. So it seems like the most prominent problem that you have in playing Teresa is that your Gwen accent, you're not able to keep it out of Teresa's lines. I could tell you how many times you slipped in Gwen, but I'm not going to. I lost count. But you did it. It seems like it's a real struggle for you to back the accent out. Now, I don't know if she just naturally has this accent, or she was just so used to playing it she can't get out of it. It seemed to me like the new Teresa, she comes across, her and Brady's dynamic is different. They're a lot more friendlier and kind of like a couple, and they didn't have that going on the last scene we saw them in together. And she seems to be a bit of a kind of a skank. Teresa always flirted and stuff like that, but she's just really putting it all up in his people's faces. Several people, when I was reading through the comments, said her accent keeps sliding through. She can't control it through a whole scene, and you can't. And that's a little bit of a problem. Now, you can say, well, this is just a job. This is a character that I play. That's true, and we all know that. But for you to have fans and people to want to watch you in the show, you have to convince us that you're Teresa. Now, several other people said some other things that I felt as well. And one of them, your main problem is you can't control the accent. And even if you do resemble Teresa quite a bit, you really do, except for a couple things and if I said them, it's just not nice stuff to say, and I don't mean to be mean about it, but it is a couple of things that generally separate you big time from old Teresa. So, the sleaziness, I think. I saw her do something just a couple of times when she was talking, and she did something with her eyes. And when I seen that, I thought, oh my God, somebody tell her, don't do that anymore. it was not a flattering, it was not normal like for you to do that. Now a lot of people were saying that you're just not getting it, it's not clicking, you're not going to be able to be an effective Teresa. And I felt the same thing. Not that you couldn't be an effective Teresa. I think with enough, practice, you definitely could. But I definitely could tell that you just weren't falling into this. This character seems to be a bit of a struggle for you, which would be a struggle for anyone. Now, my issue personally is I only know you as Gwen, and I hated Gwen's guts. Gwen was so mean to Abigail, and she murdered her. I don't care what the writers decided to do with it. She murdered her. And she did horrible things to Chad and her, and then even blackmailed her own father. I mean, I hate Gwen so much. I constantly just wish she was off the show. The character. Now, if they think they're going to bring Gwen back and trade them characters off, that's not going to work. When they did that with Alex and brought Ben back, I lost interest in Alex, Ben, and Sierra. I thought, no, this is not believable. A lot of people said that they didn't give it. They should have gave it a couple of weeks before she came back as Teresa. Just that soon was a little bit of a problem. The people that had positive comments said that they think that you'll get it over time. But most people said you're just not getting it. You're not doing it. It's not clicking. You're not rolling. You're not jiving. You just don't have it down. Now, I know that you have known you were going to be doing this part for a long time. I would think that you would have done quite a bit of rehearsing. It's a hard part to do. Now, the fact that I hate Gwen so much, and then you go put her in Teresa, and I loved Teresa, so seeing Gwen's face and hearing that accent, bothers me. It doesn't convince me that this is Teresa at all. She's very uppity, and I don't know. She just doesn't. She's not clicking in the role, in my opinion. A lot of other people think it as well. Now, Gwen, the fact that I hate Gwen so much is just a compliment to the actress, that what a phenomenal actress she is. Because if I didn't hate her, she wouldn't be doing her job. So I know it's a character, and it's not the young lady playing the part. But I have no desire to see the young lady playing the part in any other roles. Probably because Days made her so evil for so long. She's a little hard just to stomach. And I don't even have those feelings like I have with other ones when I think, well, I hope they can get things straightened out. I don't like her. I don't want to watch her if she's not Gwen, and the only reason I would want to watch her is with being Gwen is if she got convicted of Abigail's murder or something bad happened to her. I don't like the character. I just don't like her. I was very open-minded about the Teresa character because I love Teresa. I love Jen Lilly. I think she's the only cast member that I have ever watched a movie or something that she was in outside of Days, because I don't follow the characters. Like Allison Sweeney, she's done 1 million Lifetime movies. You know who hasn't seen not one of them? This girl. Am I not a fan of Sammy? Yes, Sammy in Salem. I don't care what she's doing under the Christmas tree. That doesn't affect me. I don't care. I don't follow people like that. If people go off days to another soap opera, I'm not going to be following you to that soap opera. And most people don't, despite what Wally Kurth told Ben when he was transitioning to Alex. Oh, your fans will follow you anywhere you go. A lot of people had a hard time accepting that, but Alex was able to pull it off. He's very charismatic, and he came on the scene, muscles blazing, shirts off, he really got your attention. Teresa comes on the scene like she suddenly went somewhere and became a madam or something. And she really, I just, oh, it was hard to watch. Hard to watch, and it'll be hard to get into any storyline she's in because she. Hmm. Now, I too think that with a lot of practice, she could probably get it. I mean, if they stick us with this for a long time, I mean, eventually everybody will like her or just tolerate the character. How many characters do we just tolerate? I mean, so many times I wanted Gwen to get what was coming to her, and she just never did. Even with this, with Dimitri, she had the little scalpel. And that was another thing. I am questioning her acting a little bit because she had the scalpel under the cover like she was going to chop up his magic penis. And the way she was doing in there, it was so fake. You could tell it wasn't real. And I thought, that's some. I'm not going to say what I thought. I don't want to, in case she sees this video, offend her any more than I probably already have. She's done a great job as Gwen because I hate her. And if you love or hate a character, it's just a compliment to the actor or actresses that they are just doing such a great job making you hate them, making you love them, whatever it is. But I just wanted to say that, if you're feeling bad because you're thinking, man, maybe I'm just not giving her a fair shot, she's had plenty of time to get this under her belt. I'm surprised with as many accents that slipped through, they didn't make her retake those scenes. But, I think over time we might get used to her. There's some physical things that bother me a lot. And that is that the main thing that bothers me is she only looks like Teresa from the side, because when you get around the front to her, she has, how should I say it? A wider face than generally does. And just the way her face is, she's like out some with her jaw and stuff. It's like sticks out more. And suddenly she looks like she's all teeth. I don't know where that came from. But I don't like her as Teresa. I think it's not doing justice to the character. The fans don't like her. As far as I'm concerned, she did not do a good job at being Gwen. I could tell that she was nervous. And that's another thing. You could tell she put a lot of pressure on herself. I'm sure her castmates and people were encouraging her. It's hard to pull off a double character like that. You really do have to work at it. And if you've got a natural accent like that, I don't even know how they do that. Make their natural accent go away. I wouldn't be able to do that. If I was her, I just wouldn't have even fought it. I would have just thought, they can just deal with the fact I've got an accent. They know I'm really Gwen. The thing that bothered me most was when we see her crawling all over Alex. What we're seeing here is Gwen and Ben West. And that's what popped in my head, and I'm like, oh. Now, Alex never makes me think about Ben. But Gwen as Teresa, I keep considering her Gwen. I can hear her accent. I can hear her voice, the way she says things. I think she's trying, and she's giving it her best shot. But it's probably just not a role for her, and I'm sure that happens. But we do wish her the best in all that she does. Days of Our Lives is pushing us, really pushing the fans. You've got Holly all grown up here. Well, however old she is, maybe 15, 16, in the show now. And, just less than a year ago, well, it was Halloween. She was like a 10, 12-year-old kid at the Halloween thing. So that's a lot to push on people. And then we've got Tate all grown up as well. And I sat there and thought, I don't remember ever even hearing Brady talk about Tate. since Teresa had went off the show, I don't think I've ever heard him mention him or anything. So you're going to throw Tate in there. I mean, it's good to have another generation of Days characters coming up, and I wish the newcomers good luck. I wish Emily O'Brien a good luck. You're going to need it. I don't know how anybody would get rid of that accent, but I think she definitely has given it her best shot. So that's what's going on in the chat rooms and groups. That's what the overall census was, and I wasn't even going to do a video about it or say anything other than she ain't doing it for me. But a lot of people said that. She's not doing it for me. I can't stand to watch her. Nothing real bad, though. Nothing real bad other than your accent coming through kind of ruined it. I'm surprised they aired that, but they did. And we wish you the best of luck. And that's all. I will see you all in Salem.